All right. Well, you know what else is cute? Barbecue, baby.
Barbecue.
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 I saw what you did there. So barbecue. We did Instagram post a couple days ago, and we asked, our friends what topics they wanted us to cover. And one of them was best barbecue in Texas. Now, I lived here for 2 years. I'm still fairly new, so I haven't been to all of the barbecue spots, amazing barbecue spots that Texas has to offer. I've only been to the ones in San Antonio and kind of surrounding areas. So I guess I got a list of like top 3 personally that I have.
All right.
My number 1, I would say, is Rabel's Roadhouse out of New Berlin, Texas. Mm-hmm. It's probably about, 40 minutes from downtown San Antonio. Mm-hmm. It's not the biggest place or the most luxurious place, but it's one of those hole-in-the-wall places that just has freaking amazing barbecue, dude. And the first time I tried it, I don't know if y'all have been there yet, but
nope.
Dude, it's so good. It's not far from here either. It's probably 15 minutes from where we live. And dude, it's amazing. That's probably my number 1. Number 2, I'd say, is Pinkerton's Barbecue. It is right downtown San Antonio.
Pinkerton's is very good.
So good, dude. That used to be my number 1, but then I tried Rabel's Roadhouse Barbecue, and it was freaking amazing. Especially their brisket. Freaking top notch. I think Pinkerton's ribs are a little bit better than Rabel's ribs. So that's kind of where Pinkerton's has Rabel's beat, is in the ribs side. But that one, and then my third one, I'd say, is Black's Barbecue in New Braunfels, Texas. Okay. I think that was the first barbecue spot that I tried around San Antonio. And New Braunfels is probably about another 30 minutes from downtown San Antonio. So if you're in the area, check those 3 places out. Highly recommend. I don't know. Do y'all have like your favorite barbecue spot in San Antonio?
There's been a couple of good ones that I know of. One that just stands out to me, kind of being, I guess, one of the main barbecue places that we used to go to, and I like their story. There's a place that's down on Main Street, down in Cibolo, and it's called Harmon's. Ooh. So Harmon's Barbecue. They are super good, and they moved into that spot off Main Street. Shoot, I don't even remember when, but it was coming up whenever like we were going through high school. So it was like early like 2010s ish, and man, they were super great, and they were super good, and it was kind of a small building at first, and they branched out, and then they ended up having a huge like atrium in the back where they would do like quinceañeras and like weddings and stuff like that. And then sometime like in 2015 or 16 or something, I think, there was an electrical fire and everything burned. So the whole entire building burned pretty much to the ground, or at least the inside was unusable except for one half of one of the rooms that they had like the arcades in. And so they took that one half and they just threw stoves in there. And they just tried to cook as much as they could, and everybody in Cibolo came out and just threw money at them. And pretty much everybody ate barbecue for like 6 months, and then they were able to fully reopen, and everything was all back the way it was supposed to be.
Hell yeah!
So that was kind of an awesome little thing that I had growing up. So it was like I always gravitated toward them because I wanted to show my respect to them, and they're freaking great.
Hell yeah! What about you, Nick? What's your favorite?
Well, I haven't been to many, to be honest. I prefer my barbecue, homemade. We just prefer like to eat in more, instead of eating out. So we don't really go out a lot. I've been to a few places, but I haven't really made like a real effort to like go out to these like legendary, really well-known, highly reviewed barbecue joints. I've done Bill Miller's, which is okay. It's just like, okay.
Damn gold standard right there, tell you what.
It's like fast food barbecue, I mean.
Or like Rudy's or something.
Yeah, like my dad said he really likes Rudy's.
Okay.
I've been to the Purple Pig.
Yeah. That's another one that's over there. That's why I got it confused.
Shirts.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I remember, what was it? The pork belly or something like that. It was like really good that they did. One that I've been to twice, which is pretty good, is the county line on the right on the Riverwalk. So we've been there a couple times, like once for my birthday, I think last year, and but that one was pretty good. Like I would say, it's nothing like super special, but they give you good portions. Everything tastes pretty decent, So those would be my, I guess, the ones that I have gone to, but nothing that really like stands out where it's like, damn, I need to get some of that
meat in your mouth.
That rabbles.
I need to put some meat in my mouth.
Yeah, I will say one thing: is those ribs that you cooked on Saturday.
Oh yeah, those were good.
I was about to say mine.
Thank you.
Best barbecue place better be your house.
Yeah. So speaking of that, what's your favorite thing to barbecue or smoke on your grill?
Ooh, I haven't tried a brisket yet.
Okay.
I feel like that's I'm like 90% Texan. I'll never be 100% because I'm a transplant and I accept that, but I feel like, to kind of get up there as close as possible, I need to do my first brisket. I just haven't found like, number one, the money to go buy like a whole, packer brisket, and, or the time to do like a full, 20-hour. My dad's so funny, dude. So my dad, this weekend, my dad came down on Saturday to watch Annabelle's soccer game. He left before y'all came over. I told him I'm doing the ribs. And he goes, they can stay and whatnot, but they had to go. And he was telling me how he tried a brisket. He's like, man, I can't get this brisket. It's always like way too dry and chewy and too tough. And I'm just sick of trying. And I'm like, well, what do you do? And he's like, I put it on here. And then at the end, I kind of crank it up. But I'm like, well, how long do you smoke for? He's like 6 hours. I'm like, Jad, you can't do a brisket in 6 hours. You can't cheat God, Gosh, dude. That's cheat God. Dude, that's cheating God right there, man. God intended for the brisket to be low and slow for at least 18, 20 hours.
Yeah.
Dude, if it is not 2/3 of the workday, your shit is
dude,
wrong.
If you're not, I told him, I said, Dad, if you're not waking up at multiple times throughout the night to check on your brisket while it's pitch black outside, you ain't doing it right,
Hell yeah.
And so I think that's definitely something I want to try. Maybe over Thanksgiving break or Christmas break, when I have time off, so I don't have to worry about actually getting sleep, So maybe that, but I definitely like doing ribs. Ribs are fun. I just stick with the easy peasy 3-2-1 method. I don't try to get too fancy but it's easy.
Any special seasonings that you like?
So, good question. Okay, so you make your little what's it called? The binder, right? You have your mustard, your apple juice, and your Worcestershire sauce. Okay, mix that all up, and then you slather that on.
Slap at the base.
Slap at the base onto the ribs. And then you put your dry rub on. And what I like to use for my dry rub, now in the middle process, you add your brown sugar and your honey and all that kind of stuff, right? But whoa, that was weird.
Oh, I was about to give you mouth to mouth, dude.
Dude, please do anytime. But what I like to use for my dry rub for the ribs is War Pig. So War Pig is a veteran owned seasoning rubs, kind of like Meat Church, right? But War Pig is veteran owned, and then a lot of their proceeds go to military organizations, and they have one called it's their what do they call it? Ham grenade or something like that, and it's their pork rub, and it's the best. It's the best. I use it for the ribs. I use it for pork chops if I smoke pork chops. I've used it on pulled pork. I like cooking pulled pork too. That's always fun because there's a lot that goes into that.
And you got the cool little Wolverine.
Oh no,
things.
dude! I don't have the bear paws. I do it old school with the forks, with some forks, but it takes forever. I need to get the bear paws to shred that stuff. But no, I like to use the War Pig for the ribs. The pulled pork last time that I thought was good. I used a Meat Church, a Holy Voodoo. It's like a spicy one.
I think I've seen that one on the shelf.
It's pretty good. But I say
Okay.
my go-to is War Pig. I always have a thing of War Pig in my spice
Hell
drawer.
I gotta try that. I don't think I've tried it before. I mean, obviously, going
Obviously,
to
you
your place.
have tried it.
Obviously, I've tried it, but I haven't like cooked with it, used it. But okay, $1 million question here, and I know we're gonna get a lot of maybe. It might be controversial.
A little division coming up.
A little division coming
Let's
up.
go.
So, what do y'all? And we'll go around the table. What do y'all prefer to cook with, or I guess cooking method? Pellets, charcoal, or propane?
Propane, I just think of King of the Hill.
I sell propane and propane accessories.
Like if it was your go-to, like if you had, all the money in the world to buy whatever, pellet grill, charcoal grill, propane grill, what would you get and why? And like, I guess, yeah.
Charcoal, dude.
Charcoal?
Charcoal 100% of the way every single day until I'm dead. I've done both. I do think that cooking with propane's easier. It's definitely, if I can just, you can just toss it on there. I don't know. It's like whenever I came up, especially whenever we were in California, having to live in the barracks and stuff with our small, tiny little backyards, it's like I couldn't have a space big enough for like a big grill. So it was like I always grew up just having to have the little small $25 one from Walmart. And I don't know. It's just like I always kind of dug it. And I've never cooked on a pellet grill, so I don't know what that life is about. Yeah. So I could be waiting to see the light, but at this point, I love charcoal. And even then, whenever I got my big grill, I was like wheeling it out to the car, and some guy was walking past me. He goes, "Is that charcoal grill?" And I was like, "Yes, sir." He was like, "Never change." I was just like, all right, I'm doing my best.
Hell yeah. See, I feel like for me, I personally prefer a pellet grill. But that's just because I like the smokiness that I get from it. Now, if I wanted to like sear it, then I'll use a fucking searing pan or whatever, and I'll just throw it on there. But yeah, that's one thing that I miss from the charcoal grill is you don't have the open flame. That's kind of what kind of sucks with pellets. But I don't know. I like my pellet grill.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've used all three. Kind of like you. I grew up with the charcoal. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, man, sometimes charcoal would just frustrate me.
It is frustrating.
Like I'd just be like, why won't you fucking just light? I douse it in like lighter fluid. I'm like, yeah. Did I just get a bad bag? Like, what's going on?
And then when it lights and then it dies down, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, especially like, like where we used to live in California, it got pretty windy, so it's like, it's just, I'm like holding like the little lid for the circle one, I had that one too, you like hold the lid up and you're like trying to like light it, but the wind's getting around and you're like, God damn it. So I went to, gas, propane, which is nice because like you just get the flame instantly, it's easy. But now I have the pellet, the Traeger, like you said, the down is like you don't have the open flame and you can't really like do like a good like reverse sear or something. But I like my pellet grill. I have the like Wi-Fi fancy. But I like it. I like the smokiness. Like I've cooked a lot on it. Now I would like to up my game, if you will. And I would like to learn more about using like actual like wood. Ooh. Like not the pellets, not the cheater way, as some would say.
Yeah.
I know there's, like you said, it's controversial. So a lot of people say you smoke with pellets, you're not really smoking meat.
Right.
Like you need to have that offset. What is it? The like wood. The
little area. On the side that you load up,
and you put your wood in there, and it smokes up and everything.
And HEB's got some really nice ones too for pretty affordable, I'd say.
They do. I mean, and that was like when we first moved here, I was like debating, like which one do I want to get, but with the kids and everything, it's like I don't really have time to be because that's the thing. Like with that, you have to like constantly, check your temperatures. Do I need to add more wood? Whatever. I'm not an expert, so it's like, but with Traeger, I set it to a temp and it just monitors it. I'm like, all right, I am smoking ribs tonight. Smoking,
Just set it and forget it, dude.
Yeah.
But and I mean, I've done all sorts of things, and it's like we do meats, but one thing that we did recently that Brittany was like, every time we cook this now, you are doing it on the Traeger, broccoli.
Bro, ooh,
I
okay.
I was looking up something one time and I was like, what can I put on here with like a side? I think we're doing tri-tip or something. And I was like, broccoli? Well, that sounds pretty interesting. So you just put it in a pan, you sprinkle it with some olive oil and then some salt and some pepper. You just throw it in there for like an hour. And it comes out with a little smoky taste. Ooh, it's good.
Sounds really good.
Same with like your corn on the cob, you know. But yeah, like I love my Traeger. Now, one person that when I think about smoking meats, I want to shout out because I know they listen too. Is my good friend, my family, my brother-in-law, Tyler. Okay, Tyler, he's a real deal.
Oh yeah, he knows how to smoke meats.
Ooh, no, he doesn't just know, man. He's like. He's a master. He's a pit master. Dude.
Dang, Tyler, I gotta try your meat, dude.
I mean his
barbecue. Dude.
Pause. Yeah, dude,
God, chill.
Yeah. I mean, there's been many times where I've put Tyler's meat in my mouth and I always leave satisfied. Okay, I'm always satisfied. Tyler, I love your meat.
Just so you know, Tyler, your meat's known all the way out here to Texas.
Your meat
dude.
has been in so many people's mouths. It's
changed lives.
But no, him and then like all his brother, his dad, like they all get really into it. But Tyler, this guy's cool. Okay, he took an old like oil drum, you know, his big oil drums, and he turned that into like a vertical smoker. Like he bored out holes and shit, and you know, I don't know what he all did, but he took one from work and cleaned it out and did everything, and then turned it into a smoker.
That's badass.
And he smoked some good shit, man. Like some of the best meats I've ever put in my mouth.
Hell yeah!
Come out of that old oil drum.
It's just got a hankering of 5W30.
Yeah, they're like, that sounds like Saudi Arabia.
That tastes lubricated.
So, but yeah, no. Shout out to you, Tyler. I know you listen. So, he's got the best meats. Not Arby's.
Yeah, Tyler.
Not Arby's. Tyler, he's got the meats.
Ooh.